I lived in Finland for 3 years, and during this lapse of time, I used the most powerful health tool humans have ever created, and it's tens of thousands of years old. It replaces skincare, supplements, or workouts, and it's the sauna. And no one is talking about how life-changing it actually is, because on the long term, it transforms your health, lifespan, beauty, performance, sleep, immune system, and if you do it regularly, it impacts every single area of your health. The sauna, when done properly and regularly, changes your whole well-being and health game. Now that I don't live in Finland anymore and I don't have access to as much sauna as I want anymore, I'm super sad because when I did have saunas and cold plunges, my skin was clearer, I was never sick, I slept like a baby, my sports performance was amazing, my muscle recovery and flexibility-wise was amazing, my happiness levels were so high and it impacted my school success and my entire well-being. The ways of the sauna used to be gatekept, but not anymore. It's Nova, and you're listening to the Supernova Shift podcast. The first episode I ever made was on saunas, and I had to make an updated version of that because I need more people to get access to this secret, and I need people to know about this because it could literally change your life, and it fights depression, seasonal depression, bad mood, and enhances every aspect of your well-being, and there's no negative side to it unless you have heart problems. If you're a healthy individual, even children, pregnant women, old people, everyone can have access to the benefits of the sauna. That's how it's done in Finland. As usual, we're going to have structured chapters today. The first chapter is going to be how it's literally tens of thousands of years old and its ancient roots. So you know that it's not some new trend around the corner. Number 2, the crazy infinite benefits on your entire health and your mood and just everything. And number 3 will be the practical guide on how to sauna, the safety, accessibility, etc. Chapter number 1 is its roots. The word sauna has its origins in Finnish, and Finland is widely known as the birthplace of the sauna tradition. However, we're not sure 100% as to when it started and where exactly. We think it's existed well before 2,000 years ago, with their origins rooted in Northern Europe. At first, it was so people could escape the winter cold and actually clean themselves. By the Middle Ages, saunas in Finland had evolved into wooden structures with a central fire, and these smoke saunas lacked chimneys, so smoke would fill the room before it was vented out. So once the smoke cleared, the remaining heat in the stones created a warm environment, and it became huge in Finnish culture, and it still is huge because everyone has access to it. There's a legend that says that there's more saunas in Finland than there are people, which I don't know if it's true, but I'm ready to believe that. Historically, women gave birth in saunas because they were clean and warm spaces, and saunas were believed to have medicinal properties, aiding in healing from illnesses and promoting overall wellness, which now with science we know is true and way more. People gathered and bonded in the sauna. It's a big thing for families, on Christmas, for example, on birthdays, on every social opportunity that you have. That was a short, sweet little chapter, but now we're going to get into the big of things, which is chapter number 2, the crazy infinite benefits on your entire well-being. All of this is proven by science, even though I got a comment saying that you can't say it's proven by science. Well, I encourage that you read the studies. And if you want a study review where I describe how the study was conducted, what method was employed, who participated, what were the mechanisms, the conclusions, etc., just ask me to do a separate episode, which is going to be longer. This episode is a more short form version where instead of exploring every single study, I just tell you right away what the benefit is. If you don't believe me, just ask me to do a full study, a full episode where I describe all the studies. Well, not all of them, because there's been hundreds, but some of them. So what happens in your body when you're in the sauna? Basically, a sauna exposes your body to controlled heat stress. So it raises your core temperature, your heart rate increases like you're doing moderate cardio, and your blood vessels dilate. This will activate your heat shock proteins, your growth hormones, and endorphins, which are all key hormones in your body. And not going to turn this into a biology lecture, but will trigger repair, detox, and anti-inflammatory pathways. Now, all the benefits of the sauna only work if you do the cold plunges or cold showers in between the sessions. If you don't do cold showers or cold plunges in between the sauna, small, like 5-minute sauna sessions, it's useless and dangerous. Contrary to popular belief, the cold showers and the cold plunges are not dangerous. What's actually dangerous is not doing them. No lame excuses, because it takes a minimum of dedication. It's not easy, but once you did it, you'll unlock so much magic, and it's the thing that is the most worth it ever. I'll tell you how to do it in a while, but the cold plunges and the cold showers are not hard, because you'll feel so hot and overwhelmed with the heat that you will need the cold plunge, and it will feel good, believe me. The first benefit is cardiovascular health and longevity. Regular sauna use lowers the risk of heart disease, stroke, and early death. The heat exposure will mimic moderate cardio exercise, and that slowly increases heart rate and cardiac output. That is why you need the cold shower, to actually calm your heart down. It also improves vascular function by training the blood vessels to expand, and then when you go in the cold shower or cold plunge, contract. The far infrared sauna is a whole other game, because it boosts nitric oxide production, which is a molecule that relaxed blood vessels for better circulation and lower blood pressure. There's a lot of scientific backing. Finnish studies and many others showed that people who sauna 4 to 7 times per week had a 63% lower risk of sudden cardiac death. And there have been so many studies on this, but to get that result, you need to do saunas 4 to 7 times a week. Under 4 times a week, it's not going to do much. Number 2 is the effect it has on mental health and stress relief. It reduces anxiety, depression, and boosts mood. I can tell you this is absolutely true. It's like a post-sauna euphoria. The heat is going to trigger endorphins and dopamine, which will give you a natural mood elevation. And cold plunges are the reason for the amazing mood, because without the cold plunges, you're not going to have that post-sauna euphoria. It will lower your cortisol and activate parasympathetic nervous system after your session. For deep relaxation, you'll feel like a cooked spaghetti and sleep like a baby. The post-sauna high that you feel is similar to a light runner's high. Then you have deep sleep and recovery, because saunas will improve your sleep quality, your sleep depth, and your sleep duration. After heat exposure, your body will cool down. This drop in core temperature signals your brain that it's time to sleep. And you will overall reduce your nighttime cortisol and promote melatonin production. Muscle and the nervous system will relax, and that will trigger faster sleep onset and more REM, the phase of sleep where you process memory. REM stands for rapid eye movement. Number 4 is for the athletes out there, which is muscle recovery and athletic performance, because the sauna will speed up your recovery, increase your endurance, and enhance your flexibility while you're just sitting in a warm environment and then doing cold plunges. The increased blood flow will deliver oxygen and nutrients to tired muscles, will flush metabolic waste like lactic acid that you produce during cardio, and boost your growth hormone by up to 200 to 300% temporarily. The growth hormone stimulates growth, regulates metabolism, and supports your overall health throughout your life. The heat shock proteins that I talked of earlier will reduce inflammation and muscle damage post-training. Pro athletes do this after their training days, so this is an elite practice among athletes of all sorts. Through sweating, you will experience a detoxification, which will promote the elimination of toxins via sweat, because you sweat a lot in the sauna, and lymphatic flow. Sweating overall helps excrete traces of heavy metals like lead, calcium, and mercury, and BPAs The increase in circulation and lymphatic movement support the body's natural detox pathways like the liver, the kidneys, and the skin. The heat shock proteins also help repair and refold damaged cellular proteins. So this is kind of a cellular cleanup. So you'll have clearer skin, more energy, and an improved metabolic balance. Saunas are phenomenal for your skin health, your skin beauty and appearance, and your overall beauty. And this is not a supposition, this is science. By boosting microcirculation in the skin, which brings oxygen and nutrients, creating a natural glow, you'll get more glowing skin naturally. It'll be clearer, tighter, more youthful looking, and it's an all-over body treatment. It's not just on your face. When you're in the sauna, your pores will open and it will really do a deep cleanse without soap, removing impurities and sebum buildup, even though you do have to cleanse with soap before and after. Regular sauna use has been shown to increase collagen synthesis through mild heat stress and growth hormone release in your body. It also has anti-inflammatory effects, which calm acne, eczema, and irritation. Before going in the sauna, you have to remove all makeup and do a very light, calming cleanse, a more moisturizing cleanse. And then once you actually get out of your sauna sessions, you can exfoliate or do something that will cleanse more in depth. Saunas are absolutely phenomenal for your immune system because you'll get fewer colds and stronger immunity by elevating your body temperature in the sauna, because it will mimic a fever and stimulate your immune defense mechanisms. It's kind of a controlled fever that prevents you from getting cold later, because your immune system, defense system kicks in and prevents you from getting sick. Regular sauna use has also been shown to increase the production of white blood cells and heat shock proteins, which help identify and destroy pathogens. Regular sauna users have fewer respiratory infections, which is confirmed in many Finnish studies and a lot of other studies. For your hormonal and metabolic balance, it is also phenomenal because it supports metabolism, insulin sensitivity, and hormone regulation. How, you may ask? Well, saunas improve insulin sensitivity somehow and lower the risk of type 2 diabetes. It also increases norepinephrine, which is a fat-burning hormone that enhances metabolism and focus, and it encourages balanced cortisol and serotonin levels for more energy and mental clarity. On longevity and anti-aging, the results are insane. Like, there is actually an anti-aging tool that can prevent you from aging too fast, that actually exists and doesn't have that many setbacks, and sometimes none at all, because the sauna will literally extend your lifespan and protect you against chronic diseases. This controlled heat stress that we've been talking about since the beginning of this video triggers hormesis, which basically is a small stress that makes your cells stronger over time. By doing saunas, you'll boost your antioxidant defenses and mitochondrial health, which is essential for the good function of your body. And regular sauna bathing correlates with lower risks of dementia, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and an all-cause mortality. And our last one is focus, memory, and brain health, because saunas will give you sharper focus, more mental clarity, and protection against neurodegeneration. How insane is that? It improves your cerebral blood flow and BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. I listened to this really good TED Talk on it that you can go listen to. And basically, it's a molecule that promotes neuron growth and repair. On the long term, it reduces brain inflammation and oxidative stress. On the long term, frequent sauna users have a significantly lower risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. And this has been validated by the University of Eastern Finland studies and a bunch of others. Again, I'm not spending this entire video telling you the sources and which studies and blah, 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 because it would take way too long. But you can go check them out for yourself on Google Scholar. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of studies. Now, don't forget, for all of these benefits to work, the non-negotiable is the power of contrast. You have to do a cold plunge or cold shower in between your sauna sessions because the heat will dilate the vessels and increase your heart rate, and the cold will constrict the vessels and strengthen vascular elasticity. Alternating hot and cold will train your circulatory system, enhance your resilience, and boost your dopamine levels by up to 250%. And the result is deep calm, mental clarity, glowing skin, and incredible energy and mood. It's not as hard as you might think because you'll be so hot that you'll crave the cold showers. So it is not that bad, but you need the cold. And I'll tell you how to do that in a second. This is your sauna practical guide, accessibility, safety, all in one guide on how to sauna. It's actually pretty simple because you stay in the hot sauna until the heat isn't comfy anymore. It's all about how you feel. Then you go out of the sauna, you hydrate a little, and then you take a mildly cold shower just to not get a cold shock when you go in the cold plunge. If you have access to a cold plunge, start with a little cold shower, but not too cold, and then stay in the cold plunge till your neck for ideally around 4 degrees for around a minute, 2 minutes or over if you're a warrior like me, and then go back in the sauna and repeat 3 to 4 times. Once you've finished your sauna cold plunges sessions, it can last about 30, 40 minutes or 20 minutes, however long you want to, however long you tolerate. And then it's time to exfoliate your face and your body and moisturize your face and your body. Chances are you'll feel starving after putting your body under that much stress. So you'll want to eat a little bit because you're going to be starving, and then go to sleep because you're going to crash soon. Usually you'll feel sleepy like 1 hour after doing this. And you'll want to repeat this 3 times a week minimum if you want results. Under 3 times a week, you won't get results. Once a week is not enough. Don't be dumb. Don't stay in the sauna for too long. A Finnish influencer, YouTuber, whatever, died because he did a challenge of who stays the longest in the sauna. That is not smart. He died. It's super safe. The sauna is so safe for babies, for literally anyone of all ages, unless you're stupid and you do stupid things. If you have a fever, a bleeding disorders, if you're very pregnant or you have a very severe heart disorder, then don't do it, obviously. Otherwise, it's fine. You'll always want to ask your doctor. I obviously have to say that. But children should go with less elevated temperatures. Kids and babies and toddlers go to the sauna in Finland and they're fine. Like everybody goes, old people in wheelchairs, like everyone. And everyone's fine. It's in the culture. And I know that in other European countries, they say that people of all ages can't do that. And once I was in France and you couldn't do a sauna unless you were more than 16. It's not actually dangerous until you have a disorder that your doctor is telling you, like, don't go to the sauna. But otherwise, it's pretty much safe for everybody. If you don't have a cold plunge, you can take a freezing cold shower, like as cold as it gets. You can find saunas in municipal swimming pools, in spa places, sport complexes. There might be one in town and you're not even aware of it. Sometimes it's in beauty spas. It has a tendency of being super expensive abroad. I don't know why, but in Finland, it is not expensive. It's not a luxury. It's just a daily thing that people do all the time. It's in every single swimming pool, every single building, every single school. Like every single building has a sauna, basically, just like every single building has a garage. So if you do have access to a sauna near your house, I highly recommend that you try it because it could be one of the best incredible things you could ever do for your health. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Supernova Shift podcast. And without further ado, I will see you next week, next Monday, in a brand new episode.